And welcome to the latest of the Hospitality and Events North interviews. And I'm delighted to say that I'm today talking to Emily Newstead of Bow Gifts. Hi, Emily.
Hi, Elliot. How are you?
Now, you've described yourself as an entrepreneur, a CEO, and obviously lots of other things to boot. So tell us a little bit about you, your background, and obviously the business.
So I'm Yorkshire woman through and through, and Bow Gifts was an idea that was born, and 5.5 years ago I was making things on my ironing board, and now we have that's right, ironing board all the way. And now we are just over 5.5 years old. We've shipped into over 20 countries. We've won 6 awards, and we were finalists for Ethical Green Business of the Year award.
Fantastic. Wow. What a story. Wow. From your ironing board. There you go.
Yes.
It's a real aspirational story for anyone starting in business, I guess. So tell us a little bit more about the business. And obviously we know you through our magazine, Hospitality and Events North, because you're obviously aiming at the corporate event market. So just tell us a little bit more about how that works.
Sure. So Bow Gifts, it's fully B2B. We work with businesses and we help them tell their story through their brand, but we capture it with products, and we do it in a way where we learn about them, what impact they want to have, what return on investment that they want, and then we shape the story around the right products that will deliver that impact for a business, that will capture that experience and have their logo and their culture and their ethos and values intertwined with those products. And we've worked with businesses and still work with businesses such as Google, Bentley, estate agents, fintech businesses, you name it, all sectors. So really
some top brands in there. So do they tend to be more about incentivizing or rewarding staff, or is it more about kind of sending to clients and engaging with a client base?
It varies. We find that it goes between staff, clients, and prospects. And when it comes to staff, sometimes it can be that recognition and reward and milestone moments, and letting the staff know that they're valued and how they're valued, and really sort of nurturing that relationship through something that they give that is of meaning to them and the person receiving it. And then with our clients, much the same. It is that reward and recognition, and also that's where the event side come in. And when clients have got events where they're wanting to give something that people can take away from that particular day or weekend, something that tells them about the brand. Now that can be in a luxury capacity, or it can be in a practical capacity, and also bringing in the eco side of things as well. And then with prospects, companies want something that is a standout product. Give
us an example of that, maybe.
Oh wow, okay. Well,
I mean, what have you been doing this week, for example? Anything like out of the ordinary or different?
Something that's really quite exciting, and you'll know a lot within the events industry at the moment. Companies have done a brilliant job of adapting, and for the time being, and maybe some of this will continue into the future, there are lots of online events now, virtual events. So we're supporting the events industry by enabling gifts and products that represent their event that now go direct to the delegates that they may have otherwise received in person at the event, but now going direct to delegates' homes. And it's all about creating the story and the experience around what we plan and how we execute that for the client.
So very much a bespoke kind of solution, really.
Yes.
I was going to ask you about the events, because obviously we've seen you at some of the shows that we go to around the country, and we're not going to be able to do that for the foreseeable future. And obviously you've already answered the question. You're sending out gifts actually physically to delegates, which is fantastic. Has that been going down well?
Really well. And I think part of the culture that's happening at the moment, you know, all of our requirements have reduced to the space in which we're all living in, and those restrictions in which we're operating within in a business and a personal capacity. So when there's something that can be, you know, delivered and turn up to unite that event, because the event itself is online, it's digital, we're sending something physical. So we're taking both sides of the coin and we're bringing them together. So you still have something of a physical capacity and a benefit that unites what people are missing, but also something that will add even further value and something they have after the event as well.
That's a really cool idea. Obviously, we talked a little bit there about the COVID pandemic and how it's kind of changed things. How's it affected you as a business, and how have you adapted?
Well, we have adapted. First and foremost, we've adapted. But the second thing we've done, we have listened, and we've spent a lot of time, and even still now, where we're just constantly making sure that the communication is really strong with our clients, our manufacturers, and new inquiries, and learning what does the landscape look like for each of these businesses, each of the people who we're in, like, directly working with, but indirectly as well. And there's so much to learn because everybody's having, whilst a similar experience, also some things are very, very different and difficult for different reasons. So we've just made sure we've done two things: adapt and communicate.
Yeah. Has it affected your team very much? Obviously, you're working from home, as we all are at the moment. How's that? Because presumably, in your market, you know, it's very much a team thing, and everybody pulling through together. So how's that works for you?
We just support each other, and I've always, from the beginning of the business, always wanted to create a culture that nurtures people. People come first every single time. So we have just ensured that we know where our parameters are, where our limitations are, what we can and can't do. And then we just support one another. And the beauty of it is, and I have to say that we're very fortunate, and I'm really glad and feel very grateful for this, is that the way that we have structured the business prior to this happening, we allowed ourselves to be able to work remotely so that we can serve other companies, not just in the UK, but also internationally. And that meant having a look at how we do things in both a physical capacity and remotely.
Yeah, that's really good. You had a bit of a head start by the sound of it, which is excellent. So just looking at the whole industry going forward, obviously, you know, we've all got opinions, and everybody's talking about how it's going to be, and so on. What are your thoughts about that?
I think the key to this is innovation and support. And I go back to that word support because none of us have ever experienced something like this before.
No.
Nobody has a crystal ball. And all that we can do is be really solution focused and actually say to other businesses, how do we best support you at this time? What do you need? And if everybody creates that culture of being supportive, solution focused, and finding ways to help one another, I do genuinely think that that integrity will be the strength in the armor that helps everyone, because this is a long journey. This isn't going to be something that is quick or gone overnight. And I do think that it is the strength in community. It is, and some things will fall by the wayside, and it'll be really sad and very damaging on a number of levels when things can operate. But then I do believe, and I have seen some really, really inspirational people and how they're adapting and finding new ways. And some of those new ways have actually created something beyond, I think, what they imagined at first. So I do think that as the human spirit has got many layers, and a lot of people have got so much more in them, which I think they're recognizing now that the situation's presented itself. So yeah.
I agree. I think everyone's been amazing, and you look online now and there's some fantastic ideas and creativity going on in our industry, but also in others too. Well, look, it's been really great talking to you. I think finally I should just give you the opportunity to have a little plug. How would people get hold of you if they want to have a look at what you do and talk to you maybe about the company?
Thank you so much, Elliot. So it would be our pleasure to speak to businesses, even if they just want to learn how we're helping everybody at the moment and how we're adapting. We can have a Zoom call, we can have just a normal call, a Skype call, we can have WhatsApp voice notes. And the best way to get in touch, if you go to www.bow.gifts, and on there, you can submit a contact form, or if you want to give us a call, the number's on the website as well. And it'd be a pleasure just to have that interaction, and we can share with you how we're helping businesses vote with their health and create the safety, because we are supporting with PPE, hand sanitizer stations, everything that helps health and safety really become paramount for the businesses, and then adapting with the way in which they want to tell their brand story. So yes.
Brilliant. That's great. Well, Bow Gifts, it's a great name. It's very, very unforgettable. So hopefully people will remember that and get in touch with you. Emily, it's been lovely talking to you. It's very, very interesting hearing your opinions as well on the current situation and the industry as a whole, and obviously hearing about your business. So Emily, thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Elliot. Take care and stay safe and well.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.